Hello guys, welcome to another exciting episode in our Photoshop design tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how I designed this flyer in Photoshop. So if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, it's the best time for that. And don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you can see every video that I drop. Without saying much, let's get started. Let's start by opening our Photoshop and we click on New. And we are making the width to be 1800 and the height to 1800 and the resolution to 72 as we did in our previous video. So after we are done, we click on Create. So guys, this is our working space for our design. Okay, so we start by designing our background. So in our previous video, we said that we can create background in so many ways, but this one we are going for how we did in our previous video. We click here, we go to solid color and we take a darker red. Okay, I'll give you the color code for all the colors that we use in design in the video description. Okay, so now we go for the darker red. Okay, then we press OK. So we don't want to touch this background again, so we want to lock it so that we don't touch it. Okay, so now we click here to lock the background. So now we want a light red here to make something like a light coming from this side and also light coming from this side. So we can do so by creating a new layer. Then we set our foreground color to this light red here. Okay, so now that we have done so, we make sure that you are using your brush tool. You have selected your brush tool. So, or you can press B on your keyboard to get the brush tool. So you can increase your brush tool by using the side here to increase the brush, or you can use the keys on your keyboard. You see your keyboard, you have greater than you have the curly brackets open and close. So the close one is used for making the brush big, and the close the opening one is used for making the brush small. Okay, so this is it. I'm using my brackets for that. So now let's click here to get this light. You see we are having some kind of light here, so let's try it again. Okay, we are having some lights, and here too we can get some light here. Okay, right, so guys, this is it. So let's lock this layer too. We don't want to touch it. Okay, we don't want to touch that one too. So after we are done, let's select our shape tool to get our white background down here too. So we do that by selecting the shape tool, or you can use U on your keyboard. The shortcut is U. Then we take the ellipse tool. Okay, we want the ellipse tool. Then we draw our ellipse like this. Right, because our foreground color was red, that's why we're having this red color. So we don't want the red color. We can change it by changing it from here, or we can change it from here, selecting the white, or we can change it from here. Okay, so let's change it from here by taking the white color. Alright, so let's use our move tool to move it a bit. Right. So now this is what we want. Okay, so we have done with this one too. So now let's type our name. Okay, actually this flyer is my own flyer that I made. It's not really a branded company. I really use my name for that. So let's start by making assorted. Okay, assorted. You see, because our foreground color, we didn't change it, so let's change it to be white so that we can see whatever that we are typing. Okay, let's take it. Alright, so assorted pepper. Okay, pepper meat. Okay, and let's change this pepper meat to orange color here. Okay, alright. So guys, you can see this our assorted prepared meat. Okay, I left one P here. Okay, so prepared meat. Okay, so you can see there's a gap here, a whole lot of gap here, and we want to remove that gap here. So we can do so by selecting everything. So selecting your text tool, making sure that you are in it. Okay, like this, and you selecting it like this, or Ctrl+A to select everything. Okay, then you go to character, and you see this side is for spacing for text. Spacing in text. Okay, so we can do that by dragging it to the left hand side. Okay, like this. See, All right, so now you can see we have our assorted prepared meats closer, and we don't have those kind of gap here. Okay, so now let's make it a big. Right, so we have it here, our assorted meat, assorted prepared meat. Right, so now let's bring in our prepared meat here. Okay, so we do so by going to my assets, have it here. Alright, so I'll bring it here, my Photoshop, and make it big a bit like this, and rotate it something like this. Okay, guys, this is okay. Okay, let's move our text a bit here. Or let's reduce this one to a bit. Okay, something like this. Let's bring this one to down this to. Alright, so we have our food imported and our text tool here. Okay, so now let's start by adding the text here. So as I said in our previous video, we can, we using the Windows 11, we can copy the text in our flyer straight to our work. So by so doing, let me select my text from here. So I'm selecting this text. Okay, select this from here. Alright, and this time we are taking branding. Okay, branding is a font. Branding. Okay, so now that I have my text selected, I'll take my text tool. Okay, I'll take my text tool and make the background color to be white, or you can select white from here straight. Okay, then I will draw something like this using my text tool. Now that I have it like this, let me paste my work. Ctrl+V to paste my text here. And see, we cannot see all of the text, so let's take the character and reduce the text a bit. Okay, like this. Let's reduce it. See, the spacing that we did for this one and this one is affecting this text, so let's reduce it by taking this one and go select auto, so that we have our spacing to be okay. Then we want it to be left align. Okay, left align. So left align, we select this one so that our text will be left align. Okay, so still let's reduce the size. It's too big a bit. Okay, let's increase it a bit, and let's put this one here a bit. Okay, right. So we bring this one top. Okay. Okay, so in our flyer, this is how it was. So, oh sorry, I didn't even copy everything. Let me copy it again. Okay, wait. Okay, so bring it here. So this one, we're just adding the text. Okay, just adding the text. Alright, so this is okay, and let's place it here. So it's too big, let's reduce it again, something like this. Alright, so there it is. This is our text. We have added our text so nicely. Okay, alright, so now let's move on to design our order now here. So we can do so by selecting our rectangular tool, also using the U on your keyboard to get that. Okay, then we draw a rectangular like this. Okay, and we don't want it to be fill. Okay, we don't want it to be fill, so we take off the fill color and we give it a stroke. Okay, give it a stroke and we increase the pixels to be somewhere 3 pixels. Okay, then also we make sure that we curve it. We can use here to curve it. Okay, we use here to curve it like this, right? So let's extend it a bit. I think we have to pull everything up, select everything and pull it up a bit. Okay, it's okay. Alright, so now let's let it do it. Okay, now that we have this one, let's make a duplication of this text, okay, to get our ordered now. So I've make a duplication of it. So order now, right? Order now. Okay, so now we have our order now. Let's reduce it a bit. Ctrl+T and bring it in a bit like this. Okay. Let's reduce what's in it because it's too big. Okay, so something like this is okay, right? So now let's do our logo and our social media too. So we can do so by selecting our logo. So this is our logo, bring it here, reduce it a bit and give it a color, because this one is black. We don't want it, we want it to be white. So we select the FX and go to color overlay. Okay, color overlay, then we select the color to be orange, or orange. So have it to be orange like this. Okay, so now that we have our color to be orange, let's go for the name. Okay, let's go for the name. So the name is Zesty Pot, right? Zesty Pot. So let's copy the name Zesty Pot from here, right? So we have our Zesty Pot here, and let's make a duplication of the order now here so that we can write our name. So let's paste our name. Oh, sorry, I think we didn't get the 60. We didn't get it well. So let's do it again. Select it, copy. So you can do so by you typing your own. Okay, me have it straight off by typing straight. Okay, so ZT, and I'll reduce it a bit. It's too big, so something like this. Steeples, bring it closer to the okay. So now we have our logo, we have our name too here. So now let's draw our social media here. So we do that by selecting our rectangular tool again, and we draw something like this. Okay, and we curve it here. Yeah, because this one we don't want the fill, so the fill is off, and turn it off here, and we want the stroke to be right and giving it pixels to be 3. Okay, so now we have this one. So with this one, for you to move it, you have to select the edges like this. Okay, so I can move it. All right, and then bring it in the middle. Okay, so now we have this one. Let's bring in our name here, social media name. So we make a duplication of this existing again, and we bring the pot to the top, no spacing, and also we want the text to be branded. Okay, in this I used 2 fonts for that branding and what's the font name? Big Nordly Island. I don't really know how to measure the font name, but I think I've tried. Okay, so medium, I'll take branding, but I'll take it to be medium. Okay, branding is a family font. Okay, medium is okay. Let me bring the @ sign. Okay, the @ sign. Alright, so we have something like this. So let's make them small letters. Okay, sorry, let's make them small letters. Let's make everything small. 60. Simple. 60 put. Okay, so we have this one here. Let's make a duplication of this one. So again, all right, so now we have these ports here. Let's bring in our social media and our social media handle. So I'll bring in I'll select the two of them like this. So if you want to select two things together, you click on one, make sure you are pressing the control key and select this one too. Okay, I want them to be on the same side, that's why I'm selecting them together to resize them. Okay, so I'll bring them like this and bring them into the file. So you see, one will be up like this, you press enter to get the other one to be in, press enter. So now I have my Telegram here and another my Instagram here and my Twitter here. So let me bring them top here. Okay, and let me reduce them to this size. I want them to be smaller. Okay, this is okay. Now let's bring them. I think it's too big. Let's reduce them again. Okay, so now let's change their color. So we select X, then we change the color to color overlay. Make it to be white. Okay, white, and we select our Instagram too, and we make it to be white because we made a color overlay of the Twitter. Okay, whenever you go to the color overlay again, you get the same color. You don't have to change the color set. Okay, so now we have it here. Let's bring our Instagram here and our Twitter too. Okay, so you can see the spacing between the logo, the Twitter here and the name here is 10, and here too was 10. Okay, because we want it to be same thing. So now that we have it this, let's select everything together and bring them in the middle like this. Okay, I want them to be in the middle like this. Bring them downwards. Okay, now we have it here. We have our logo and our social media up top. I think the social media is too big, so let's select everything like this. Ctrl+T, reduce them a bit. Okay, all right, something like this. Sorry, let's select. Okay, so now we have our social media and our logo fixed. So now let's draw our ellipse here and add our rectangle here and add our phone numbers to it. So we do that by selecting the rectangle. We make sure we are on top of everything. Okay, top of the layer, we are on top of everything. Then we draw it like this. Okay, we don't want the stroke, we want a flow, but this one want a darker one. Okay, we want a darker one. Okay, but let's this rectangular here be under this food here, our food here. So let's bring it down a bit. So this is our food. Okay, we have it like this, and we curve it a bit. We curve the corners a bit, a small curve like this. Okay, so now I have it like this. I'll also duplicate this other now here again, making sure that it's on top of it, on top of all the layers, and type in the numbers. So we have 054 X785321. Sorry, this is my phone number. You can contact me anytime. 5948 5189. Okay, we have our phone numbers here. I think let's push the foot top a bit. Okay, that's like this. Okay, let me bring this side. Okay. So let's also make sure that this one is in the middle. So if you want to see it that it's in the middle, see this line means it's in the middle. Okay, right. So now this one is, and let's also add all as okay. So let's reduce it a bit like this. Let's select the two of them and bring them in the middle. Okay, they're actually in the middle like this. Okay, so now we are done with this. Our logo, our social media, our name, and so now let's go to this one and let's add our PNGs to it. Okay, let's add this one. So the moment you bring it, it will be smaller. You have to make it bigger. And bring it here. Okay. So you can download all these PNGs on Google. Okay, you can have them. So let's push this one to the top. So we have to push everything to the top. We have to push this one to the top. Okay. So that we don't distract our other. Okay, so we have it here. Right, and let's add some blur, motion to it. Blur motion, motion blur to it. So we go to filter, we go to blur, then we go to motion blur, and we make it to be 1, or the angle to be 1. Okay. It's okay. And also we bring in this one too. Here. Okay. This increase it a bit. This one is already in motion. Okay, you can see some blemish thing, so we don't need to blur it again. Alright. So we are done with this one too. So now let's add the price. Okay, let's add the price here too. So we can do so by selecting the ellipse tool. We want a correct circle. So for you to get that correct circle, we have to press the shift key and draw it like this. Okay, draw it like this. And when we want the color to be white, okay, we want the color to be white. So let's put it here. Right. Okay, so let's duplicate our layer, our ellipse layer. Ctrl+J. Okay, Ctrl+J, or you can just right click it here and go to duplicate layer. Okay, so we want to duplicate the ellipse. Okay, so that you can have a duplication of it. So now let's increase that one, that duplication one. Let's make it a big. Okay, so now that we have make it a bit, let's bring it down a bit. Okay, let's bring it below the first ellipse that we did. Okay, the first circle ellipse that we did. Okay, so now that we have it like this, we don't want it to be fill. Okay, we want it to be only stroke. So let's take off the fill and let's give a stroke to be white, and also give it pages to be 2. Okay, so it's not bad, 2. Then we make a duplication of our assorted prepared, or you can even make a duplication of, but we want the text to be big nodal thing. Okay, so we just have to, we want the text to be branded. Okay, so we select this one and bring it here. We make the color to be darker red. Okay, let's bring it to the top. Okay, let's go to the top and type in GHC, that's Ghana Cedis. Okay, we press enter, then we type 45.00. Okay, and let's make sure that we are using the center line. Okay, so let's select everything. So Ctrl+A, still on your text tool. Okay, still on the text tool, then select Ctrl+A, or you can just select it from every angle that you want. Then you make sure that we are selecting the center align. Center align. Okay, so now that we have it like this, let's change the text to be bold, semi-bold. Okay, it was at medium, so we want it to be semi. So semi-bold, then we Ctrl+2 to increase it a bit. Okay, you can also increase it here using the text or the character properties. Okay, we want something like this. Okay, let's let it be a video. Alright, guys, we are done with this. So now let's add our background. We have some sort of background, but before that, let's reduce the corners a bit. It's too big for me. Let's reduce it a bit. Okay, so it seems okay. So now we have our everything set up. Yes, everything set up. I think we have to increase the stroke here to the ellipse, the one that we did a copy. Let's increase the stroke to 3. Let's make it 3. Okay, let's make it 3 please. Okay, 3 please. Okay, so now we have our flyer neatly done. Okay, so now let's also bring in our background. Okay, so before we do our background, let's make sure that we are on the fill color that we did at the first one. Okay, we are on it, the one that we locked. Okay, then we go to bring in our background like this. Okay, let's increase it a bit. Okay, so now let's make the blending mode. This is the blending mode. We have so many type of blending. Okay, this is our blending. Okay, so this one I'll take I'll make the but before I do the blending mode, let's make this one. Let's convert the colors to white. Let's make it color overlay. Okay, let's make the color overlay to the white. Okay, white is okay, and let's reduce the opacity to somewhere. Let's make it 6. So it's okay. Then let's make the blending mode to be luminosity. Okay, let's take the luminosity. It's okay. So now you can see we have our flyer neatly done. Okay, we have our flyer neatly done. So guys, this is it. So let's export it. Okay, or let's save it, because in all everything that we have done, we didn't even save our work. So I would advise that anytime you start doing a project and you get to some kind of level, you make sure that you save everything. Okay, make sure that you save everything so that you don't really make any messy thing. Okay, so now that you see our text, we didn't even check it. See, there was some kind of text inside it, so I think we have to bring it out. Yes, we didn't added the ordered now. Okay, let's add it. Sorry, I just notified that we didn't have it, so let's make sure we have it like this. Alright, so now we have our ordered now here. This one nicely done. Okay, this nicely done. We have our text, everything. So now, as I was saying, before we even start doing any project in Photoshop, we have to save it before we can move on to anything that we do, so that in case there's a light out or anything, so that we can recover our our documents. Okay, so now let's save it by Ctrl+X and name it. I already have mine, so I'll make it ZT port 2. Okay, port 2. So now we have saved it. We have saved it in a document form. I mean PSD form, Photoshop documents. Okay, so now let's export it to be a JPEG so that you can send it to your client. Okay, so by so you click file, we go to export. Okay, we go to export, then we go to export as. Right, so now that we have export as, we make sure that our format is in JPEG. Okay, we have in JPEG, then we increase it to the highest one. Right, then we go to export, then we select the location that we want to export our file to. So let me place it in our assets here. Okay, so now let's check it out. When I go to the asset, you see we have it here. It's our flyer. We need to leave done. So guys, if you are not subscribed yet, I'll urge you to subscribe and follow more for more videos. So guys, thank you and have a blessed day.